What's up, everybody? This is week 14 of the podcast with the commissioners. I'm the head commissioner, Aaron Smith. Coming in, my co-commissioner, my homeboy, Mr. Kyle Moorfield. Cash is king, man. What's up?
What's happening?
We ready to do this week or what?
Let's do it.
Let's do this. Okay, we're going to get right into it. First of all,
we got the Week 13 recap. High score, LeVar's Legends, 237 points.
Congratulations, fucker, putting me out of the playoffs.
Yeah, bad luck there.
Yeah.
Toilet Bowl was Mean Machine, 123 points. You know, what do you say?
What do you say?
Our commissioner picks, I went 5-7. So once again, final week of the season, cash goes over to the guy that went 7-5 for the picks.
7-5. My crown's around here, but
Yeah.
I choose to roll with the Toyota beanie here. But I won't roll with the cash. I guess that's Toyota cash, too.
Hey. All's well spins well.
Yeah, exactly.
Congrats to all the playoff teams that did make the playoffs.
Yep.
Good luck going forward.
This is the first year that me and you, one of our teams, didn't actually make it. Can you believe that? Both the commissioners stayed at home this year, guys. That's a surprise.
Commissioners are on the sidelines, got the couches warmed up. We're going to get some popcorn, and we're just going to watch how this thing plays out.
Yeah, I'm used to being home, and not this guy. This guy's got 2 titles hanging up over there, so he's got 2 trophies over there on the wall. But I'm used to being home, so I ain't no thing for me, I guess.
What can you say? You try your best, you do your best, you put your best players in, you put your best foot forward.
Dude, that's all you can do.
That's all you can do.
Yep.
Some of these guys want to know where they're seeded, you know, how it all fell out. So why don't we go over some of the playoff seeds, or actually all the playoff seeds, starting with number 1 and going down.
Well, first of all, congratulations again to all the teams that make the playoffs. This is the High Rollers League, and so for you making it this far, it means you actually did something good in this league. The number 1 overall seed, Colossal Connection. Congratulations, you ran off 9 straight victories with a record I've never seen before, 11-2 in this league. 2,489 points, which is really fucking good in my opinion. What do you think?
Very good.
I mean, I don't see anybody. That's a big record, big point total, most points scored in the league.
Didn't lose a game in their division, went 6-0 in their division. You know, just set them up really nicely. I don't know. Hopefully they have a bad week this week and get it out of their blood when they're not playing.
Yeah.
You know, you're always fearful when that's going to creep up.
So you might think we were rooting against you during the season because we picked against you, say, you know, you may not make it, you could be losing the first round, but that's not the case. We just, you know, have to be objective when we're looking at these teams. A 9-game winning streak, wow.
Yeah, and the odds are you're going to lose at some point.
Yeah.
So you sometimes just play that odd.
We was trying to get you to lose before the playoffs started. Hopefully they don't happen to you, but. Seed number 2, we got Team Thompson by tiebreaker over seed number 3, Munching on Bunches. Both these guys finished 10-3. They both had the same identical conference record, but Team Thompson did finish with 7 more points on the year, 2,446 versus 2,439. Wow.
7-point difference. Wow.
That's incredible.
An entire season comes down to 7 points, which seeds those 2 teams. That may play. Into who's able to win future matchups in future weeks.
You know, seeds are a big part of this playoffs because, you know, it's who you run into when you run into them, as in the same in the regular season. You know, schedule plays into a big count here. The 4th overall seed, congratulations to a team that I was surprised they got to finish this high. Walmart Greeters, 2,429 points, 9-4 record. Congrats on that. Seed number 5, Oklahoma Charles T. Went on a little bit of a lose streak. Thought the commissioners jinxed him, called in, got his little rant on.
Put us on blast.
Yeah, we didn't understand most of it, but that's all good. But he finished 8-5. He's the top seed of the 8-5 teams in number 5 with 2,448 points. There was 4 other 8-5 teams aside from Charles. We had Hardcore, who's number 6, 2,395 points. Team Justice, the newbie. We talked a lot of smack about him not drafting his team, but he turned out to made some moves.
Managed it.
Yeah, managed it. Made some
well
moves.
enough to get in the playoffs.
And made the playoffs in his first year in this league. Congratulations, Justice, 8-5, 2,333 points. Next team, seed number 8 is More Gooder. More Gooder did a good job. We picked against him a lot this year, but he did a hell of a job managing his team. He had some injuries. He kept together. 8-5, 2,241 points. Good season. Team that surprises me that made the playoffs, Team P&L, man. He's the champ. What do you got to say?
Hey, you know, if you want to be the champ, you gotta beat the champ.
And this guy is back in the playoffs, guys, to defend his title, and he means business. He won his last 2 games to overtake Wayne in the last game of the season to get into the playoffs without having to have the Super Wild Card. So P&L, 8-5, congratulations, 2,176 points. Good job. Number 9 seed, by the way, he was. Number 10 seed, LeVar Legends. by tiebreaker virtue of over AA-12. I know it has AA-12 ahead in the division. However, LeVar's Legends actually did win the division against AA-12 because they tied head-to-head. So the second tiebreaker in that division is conference record, which LeVar Legends had one more win than AA-12. So he did win the division. He does get the higher seed. He is seed number 10. AA-12 does take seed number 11 at 7-6. Both those teams are 7-6. Anything you got to say about those two teams before we get to the final two?
We'll just see, see how it breaks down for those two. They had an even record, pretty close. So
they played head-to-head. They split head-to-head.
Yep, you got to do what you can from this point on. You're in, so take advantage of that.
Team number 12, our 6-7 team for the second time. He makes the playoffs at 6-7. The Boogeyman.
The only guy in this league that's ever made the playoffs with a losing record, and he's done it twice.
Hey, and you better watch out for this guy because last time he had a losing record, his team's good, just like this time, and he ran the fucking table on y'all. But he's not 13 seed this time. He's a 12 seed. He scored 2,363 points. If you compare his points to everybody in the league, he's up in the top echelon of probably the top 5-6 teams in the league. So
he's had a lot of points scored against him.
He's had a lot of points scored against him. Congratulations. And the super duper wild card by virtue of a weak conference, because everybody in that conference that's at the top, if you look at their conference record, they destroyed everybody in their conference, is Riverboat Gamblers, 7-6, super wild card. Congratulations.
Yeah. Good luck running the gauntlet.
This one. You got to run the gauntlet. Hey, he's at the spot to run it, though. It's happened before.
It's happened before. You get all the top seeds if they went out, so we'll see.
Again, congratulations. How the playoffs are set up is the highest seed always plays the lowest seed that's left remaining this round, next round, and the following rounds to come. So congratulations again, guys.
Yep. Now, after this week, when you get into the following week, and you lose week 15, if you're playing in week 15 and you lose week 15, you'll still be playing to determine lower spots after that. So pay attention to the podcast so you know who you're playing and matching up against, even if you lose in week 15. You lose week 14, though, you're done.
You lose week 14, you're done. You don't play it another week. You lose week 15, you got to play for seeding purposes for money. So you just definitely got to pay attention. But anyway.
Let's go on our picks.
On our picks, yeah.
May want to hear who we take.
We're going to head right into it. This is playoffs. We're going to be a little more serious. We did a little further breaking down on these games because this is the serious part of the year. So we'll get right into it.
Walmart versus Riverboat Gamblers.
Number 4 seed versus the super wild card. In my opinion, I think Walmart Greeters is going to win this game. I do like Wayne's matchups with Rogers versus Oakland, Chris Johnson, that is, versus the Saints. Spiller against San Diego is pretty good. He's got decent receivers, and he's also got the monster Jimmy Graham, who's a very good player. However, the number 4 seed Walmart does have Eli against Dallas. I think that's going to be a shootout. Grossman is canceled out in this game if Wayne chooses to start him, but I think Walmart Greeters is going to play him. He's got Lynch against the Rams. The Rams can't stop anybody's run. That's been proven. The question mark is AP, but he's not really worried about having AP for Walmart Greeters because he's got Halou, Steven Jackson, and Wills McGahee. Wow, he's loaded at running backs. He's got Harvin, Steve Smith. If he wakes up, look out. Jordy Nelson versus Oakland. And, the key matchup in this is going to make a big difference, in my opinion, is Baltimore Ravens defense versus Indy.
As it may well. So who are you going with?
I'm going with Walmart.
Walmart. I think I'm going to go with Walmart, too. RBG. You've been lucky in the past. Sometimes I just think that's going to fizzle out. And I think that time is now. So
ooh, there it is.
Walmart's just going to have a little bit better team, I think, and I think they're going to be able to pull it out. Next matchup, Oklahoma versus a Boogeyman.
This is a rematch from last week. They've split the season series so far 1-1. Boogeyman getting the first win, Oklahoma getting the win last week. Oklahoma could have lost last week, but Boogeyman made a couple lineup changes. He stuck with Forte instead of putting MJD. Cost him his game. Didn't really matter. I'm going with Oklahoma. I feel like he's got the better matchups again this week. Boogeyman's got a lot of things that are questionable. I don't know if Phil Rivers can put up a 35 again against Buffalo. Big Ben on Thursday night against Cleveland. Everybody's been running on them. Frank Gore against Arizona. I do not like that matchup. Arizona's playing a lot better. MJD versus Tampa Bay. I do like that matchup. Fitz, Nix, and Jackson, hell, you don't know which receiver is going to show him do anything. I do love Witten against the Giants. I think that's a key part for the Boogeyman's team because the Giants cannot guard anybody's tight ends. I don't know which defense he's going to play. He didn't really have a good one to go for this week. However, Charles, Oklahoma, number 5 seed, has Jets versus KC. I like that matchup. 49ers against Arizona. I'm not so big on that. He does have Breeze against Tennessee. Romo versus the Giants. Chris Johnson, who's been killing everybody lately, got against the Saints. Matthews versus Buffalo. Calvin, Welker, and Robinson or Bryan, whichever he chooses to start against the Giants. I like Oklahoma in this matchup.
Yeah, I like Oklahoma too. I just think he's got a better all-around team. He scored more points in this in the league this season than Boogeyman. So I'm gonna go with Oklahoma. I think he's gonna definitely win this matchup. Boogeyman. you're going to be hiding in the closet.
Oklahoma could have had a better season, too. He went on that little bit of a bad streak, but if you look at his overall record in games and points he scored, he's had a solid season.
Chris Johnson's had two straight games on fire.
30-plus points.
Yeah, starting to
get back alive.
Starting to get it. So.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Hardcore versus AA-12.
This is an easy pick for me in my mind. I think Hardcore wins this game by 30 or more points. The reason why that is because AA-12's been banking on his quarterbacks with Breeze and Cam, but now Cam's a no factor because he's canceled out. So that 30, 40, 50 points Cam's been putting up is going to be going on the other side too. And where Hardcore gets the advantage is Breeze is going to have a monster game. That's a given. But Palmer versus Green Bay, I really like that matchup because Green Bay can't stop anybody passing. Hardcore's got better running backs with MJD, McCoy, Wilson McGahee if he chooses to start him, which I would to cancel out for AA-12 because that really hurts his team. Beanie Wells, he's got Larry Fitzgerald, and Vincent Jackson, Jordy Nelson, Brandon Marshall. Man, I just don't see how you can win this game AA-12 with no receivers. You better hope that Sean Jackson shows up for you to have a chance.
And I'm going to go with AA-12. I understand he may be behind the 8 ball in this matchup. Matchup doesn't look good, but there's always that team that comes out, puts on a huge performance nobody saw coming.
That's right.
That's the one I'm going to circle right here. I think it's good. Look out for AA-12. I think he may be able to pull the upset. I'm going with him.
It's very possible. It just depends on what Breeze does.
True. Team Justice versus LeVar's Legends.
This should be my spot. LeVar took me out of the playoffs last week. I'm not happy about it. But, hey, that's how it goes. Team Justice gets the win against LeVar Legends this week in a very close matchup. I think this is going to be within 10 to 15 points because I looked at this really hard, and they're pretty evenly matched. I do like Justice's matchup a little bit better. I like Ryan versus Carolina. They're going to have to pass. Is he going to go with Tebow, the legend? I got Tebow. You got Tebow. MJD versus Tampa Bay. McCoy, I like that against Miami. Lynch against the Rams is an unbelievable matchup. You can't pass that up. He's got Harvin, Colston, Steve Johnson. Seattle's defense against the Rams, I like that. LeVar's Legends do have players that can explode. Trust me, I know from last week. If Chris Johnson destroys the Saints, and you know, I don't know what quarterbacks he's going to start. He's got Flacco. He's been benching for Dalton. Dalton's questionable. He's got Moore. You don't know what the hell is going to happen. He does have 49ers against Arizona, which I just think is okay matchup. I do think LeVar has better receivers. He's loaded. He's got Cruz, Greg Jennings, A.J. Green, Nix. You got to pick 3 out of 4 there. But I'm rolling with Justice this week.
I'm going to go with Team Justice as well. LeVar's Legends, I think quarterbacks are a little iffy. They had a good performance last week. He did get the high score. But usually teams, the high score is followed up the following week with a mediocre performance, and I think that's going to happen here. Team Justice, the newbie, the guy that didn't draft his team but managed it this far, I think is going to manage it to a win this week.
I think he is too.
More Gooder versus P&L.
This is a very close matchup, but this is another matchup that's going to come down to which team's going to make the plays. I think their teams are pretty equal if you look at them overall. Romo, he's got to show up against the Giants for More Gooder to win this game. Stafford I like against Minnesota, but he usually don't start playing until the second half. It could be over by then. I like Bush against the Packers, Gore, Arizona. I would personally start Mendenhall versus Cleveland because Cleveland can't stop anybody's run. More Gooder has receiver problems. He has Miles Austin, a big question mark. Don't know if he'll play this week. Steve Johnson, he's going to start Crabtree probably. I'm going with P&L on this one. The champ, you got to beat him. If you want to be the champ, you got to beat the champ. So he's going to roll with Tebow, in my opinion, against the Bears. I think that's a great matchup. I like Matt Ryan. I like Lynch against the Rams. I like Halu, who he just picked up not too long ago against New England. That's a great matchup. He does have Bo against Revis Island. Their receivers are pretty much equal. The difference in this game is Baltimore Ravens gets 25 to 30 points against the Indies D.
Well, I'm going to stick with this. You know, I've done it in the past, previous weeks. I'm going to go with More Gooder in this over P&L. May not be who I think is going to win, but usually when I pick More Gooder, he ends up losing. I'm going to go with More Gooder on this.
So you're trying to put the hex on Gooder. Charles, don't call us about that. We're not trying to put the hex on.
Yeah, we're not putting you on blast.
Yeah, we're not putting nobody on blast.
So I'm going to go with More Gooder. See how that goes, and we'll see. You know, if you want to be the champ, you got to beat the champ. More Gooder, you have an opportunity to do that. Show where you rank in this league. Let's see what you can do. Let's see what you got. Now's the time.
If P.O. wins this game, look out for him because he could go on a big run.
Could definitely catch fire. Don't hold any punches. Now's the time, guys. This is the playoffs. It's one and done. You can be great or you can be nothing.
Yep. Real quick before we end this podcast, because we're running close on time, I want to talk to everybody real quick about fantasy balances. I'm looking ahead for the Super Bowl party if we have one, because we usually have a low turnout. We're going to have it toward the end or middle of January. That gives people plenty of time to get their Christmas stuff out of the way and take care of their balances. I'm looking probably 2 weeks after the season end. It's going to take at least that long to get the trophy, so let's get that's more to come on that, but we're running close on the time.
Stay tuned, guys. Best of luck.
Congratulations to all playoff teams. Have fun. High Rose League.